What's up, Galera? So hey, with Ginga and Grow Strong, and let me make myself a little bit seen here. Is it? Let me see here. Where the hell am I? Oh, there's the chat. Here we got. Oh, here we go. Hello. Good evening, guys, and we're back with another live stream. Ginga and Growing Strong, doing amazing things here before we kick off the new year. And had a couple things going on earlier today with my son. Took him to go run. He's on the his high school soccer team, and they're having no practice. I mean, everyone's gotten wimpified. Everybody's gotten wimpified. Nobody's doing anything. Everyone's trying to be demasculated. Everyone's trying to get feminized. Everyone's weak. It's horrible, man. So anyway, luckily the coach had given him some things to work on. I went to go run at the track. I ran 3 miles straight. I didn't think I was going to make it. I was like, holy crap. Because I haven't ran. We do kicks and stuff like that in class. But actual running I haven't done in a while. So I was very happy that I could run 3 miles without stopping. So cool. Awesome, guys. Also, along with that, I went over some goals because right now, man, the COVID shutdown totally wrecked everybody's or his regular life. He was in soccer last year, and right when the COVID struck, so they canceled the season immediately. They kicked sent everybody home from school. So it was bad. He got super lazy. Everybody did. I put on some weight. Everything was closed. We had to shut down our studio. It was horrible. But anyway, he got off pretty easy, laying around, playing games all summer. And then when the school year kicked back in, everything was virtual. It was horrible. It's hard to learn. All his honors classes was it was hard for him to learn, and he just went into high school. So anyway, we went over some goals, and we went over the SMART method goals. And so I want everyone also to know this. If you haven't checked out my book, Ginga SMART, it's pretty much the SMART method of setting and achieving goals, whether in capoeira, fitness, health, dieting, or whatever, financial, whatever happens to be in your life. But I wrote the book initially for capoeira, and losing weight, pretty much capoeira and fitness, trying to get those cool moves that I couldn't get, and then being dedicated and setting an action plan to actually go ahead and get those. And then the first I bought a book, it was like Brian Tracy's goals. I started very simply, and then I started off on my self-improvement journey, which we went, never stopped. It's still going on today. I went to Tony Robbins, went to all these different things. Of course, with training martial arts and capoeira, all that stuff was legit. But it takes more. It takes hiring, buying the books, buying the audible books, buying program digital products, time management, whether it's a personal trainer, someone just to help you, help you along, business coaching if that's what you need. I know that's what helped us a lot. So we're going to do a little presentation here and then take some comments. Hopefully we'll hear some of your goals, some of you guys that are out there who are online and who want to share some of those goals. And if not, we'll wrap it up and then we'll call it a night. So last night we did a couple things. I had a bunch of videos going on. So let's try to see if I can get those videos back on. Well, one of them, because I also got a notification from YouTube about using the video it was like Conor McGregor, some of the other ones, the Pacquiao one. So they didn't strike me, but they gave me a warning. So, but I do have one from the Ashe Capoeira. So we're going to start off with that first. The Ashe Capoeira. Last night we talked about MMA, Capoeira in MMA, and we went over several videos and Capoeira fails and Capoeira knockouts. So there was one video that I wasn't able to reset, which was the MMA training by Ashe Capoeira. This one looks like they're in Brazil. This looks like they may have traveled back to Brazil and were training in the dungeons of Brazil, in the favelas. And I've been there, man. It's pretty sweet. It's like Rocky. It's training with the good stuff. Also, guys, if you haven't checked out some of the merch, go to our Teespring store, teespring.com/stores/Ginga-gear. 20% off till the end of the year with code POPPY2020 until the end of the year. That's 20% off, so it's pretty good. So let's see here. Let's load up the video if we could bring it in. All right, so 2021 goals, and I'm going to go ahead and start this MMA trend. Hopefully it won't go crazy again like I did last time. We'll find out, won't we? Okay, cool. It's going to go good. Yay! Finally, we're going to get some goodies. And where the hell am I? Boom, and let's take off this other thingamajiggy, wherever the hell it is. Before we start, I just wanted to get out of the way. That one's open. I'm gonna leave it on here. I don't want to fuck it up. Okay, so here's Marcus Aurelio, contramestre Bajauzinho, and training here with a bunch of his henchmen, a bunch of his buddies. Capoeira MMA, looks like probably in Brazil. So let's take a look. Okay, doing some queda de rins, some sit-outs. So those are also sit-outs, guys, if you don't know wrestling or jiu-jitsu, where you put your leg. It's also a capoeira move like queda de rins or negativa de Angola. So pretty sweet. Man, this dude's getting busy, and this is tough. If you can't even do regular queda de rins left and queda de rins right, but this cardio is amazing. Bora. So he's doing some kind of type of sequence. Okay, little bench jumps, partner training. Here with some martellos. We call that pontapé. Boom. Oh, that looks like his brother. Looks like contramestre. I think he's contramestre. Uso Duro. He's also an MMA fighter as well. He's had some professional fights. So this guy's doing big, man. Representing capoeira in the MMA community. That's what it was all about, street martial arts. Huh. Boom. Still representing. I know a lot of people teach it safe dojo style dance, weird shit. Nice. But this is the way it should be. Just a lot of people aren't ready for all that stuff. And they'll be able to miss out on all the cool stuff like the music and the culture. But, hey, man, this is what it's all about. Elbows, some Muay Thai. All right, pretty sweet. I'm going to cancel all this shit out. So now that we started, that was one of the videos I wanted to show y'all last night. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this thingy so we can move on. Yay! This thing is gone. Me treno. Is that it? Yeah, that was it. Boom. Bye-bye. Okay, so let me just check on really fast before we keep it rolling. Okay, excellent condition. Very good. Still trucking. Cool. I'm gonna get along, guys, with our presentation here on setting goals here for 2021. Let's get started. F it. Bora. Alrighty. So, guys, as you know, 2020 was a shitty-ass year, man. I mean, everything from riots, lockdown, this COVID thingy, or the whatever you want to call it, whatever YouTube allows me to call it, the Roner, people dying, sicknesses, man, the economy crashing, job losses, businesses closing, uncertain future, gyms closed. Don't forget about weight gain, depression, alcoholism, that type of stuff. And this picture shows exactly what it was, man. 2020 beat the crap out of us. But hey, I always keep a positive light, and I hope that y'all do as well. So the way to end 2020 right and have a great start to 2021, regardless of what happens. I mean, I've always kept a good, positive mindset. Regardless of what happened in 2020 and what happens in 2021, we must take action to improve our lives. Whether it's Trump comes back in somehow, whether it's Biden and he fumbles it, or who knows what's going on. Maybe aliens land. It could be aliens land and totally mess it up for us. If our businesses continue to be shut down again, if our businesses get shut down again, we have to fight or pivot. Okay, this is something that we did, and my business coach had helped me with that this year. If we get fired from our jobs, we must find some type of work or work, or open a business or do something else and pivot and go online. If the government is tyrannical and starts shutting us down, we either need to fight back, we need to move to another state where it's open, or go online and create a business, some kind of online income. We must evolve no matter what happens, whatever happens in our financial life. But the only thing that you actually have immediate, direct control of is your body, what you do with it, what you put inside it, and how you treat it. So I put on some weight during the shutdown. I'm sure a lot of people did. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You need to keep a healthy diet, take your sups, eat healthily, work out. Even if your gyms are closed, you need to make time for your health, because, man, so many people. I lost a buddy last week from high school. He was a good friend. Everyone liked, very popular guy, but he was 100 pounds overweight. He wasn't like that. He was a skinny body. But because of drugs and alcohol, I mean, he would drink a lot, and lack of exercise and horrible diet, I'd imagine, He's 100 pounds overweight. He was still partying like he was partying back in college. Only was 42. You know what I mean? He was already a middle-aged man. And in the COVID, I think he was survived COVID. No big deal. The first time, just the flu. Something came back around. I don't even know if it was COVID or not, but man, it took him out and he died. So let's make a plan. So I'm gonna teach you really fastly, really briefly, the SMART method of setting goals. I have another video on it more thoroughly, so I just want to touch on it to make sure. Some people say, yeah, I want to make more money or I want to lose weight, and it's very vague. So we need to take action by planning, right? There's an old saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. So my dad used to tell me that all the time whenever he was talking shit to me. So setting tangible, measurable goals with an action plan. This is what it's about. So some of y'all that don't know my story, it's currently it's always evolving. I graduated college. I moved to a new city because I was selling cars, so I actually had some money. But when I moved out, I didn't have any money. I was broke. I was fat. I was 30 pounds overweight. I was a new father. I had just had my son. Had no job prospects and no prospects doing anything, and no daily energy. Even worse, when you're overweight and you live a sediment lifestyle, you don't have any energy. I finally got a stable professional job with insurance, retirement, everything that you would, an entry-level job. But I lost it all in a fiery car wreck. I lost my mortgage. I just bought a house too. I had just bought a house, and man, it was horrible. So I was down in the dumps. But I poured myself into martial arts and the Capoeira. I lost 30 pounds. I started my own business, became an author. Became a best-selling author. And it sounds all good, right? Yay! And this, happily ever after? No, not exactly. Life is life, and I kept failing, but I kept getting back up. And this is one of the things that martial arts had taught me. Not only that, football too, but more martial arts because it was more direct. It was more one-on-one. It wasn't a team sport. It was about you improving yourself by yourself and no one else's fault. Even though Capoeira is a team sport, you have to rely on people clapping, singing, adding energy to the roda, playing the instruments, all that type of stuff. But as a martial artist and getting fit, it was pretty much up to you. So yeah, my kids' martial arts, program blasted off at my dojo. But then I got a divorce. It ruined my attention to my business, and my business tanked. And then it took my son away from me. We used to be 100% of my of custody, and then now I had to split my attention. I had to split everything, and so my business suffered for that. Then I got a business coach and a consultant, which made more money than ever opening up our Capoeira fitness programs. But then I fumbled the down season. I didn't pivot, and I had to fire my consulting company. And man, it's up and down. You thought it was happily ever after, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's just life's a continuous fight. I hired another consultant. I did some odd jobs. I did some things. I saved some money, and I got enough money to hire another consultant. Barely surviving, barely hanging on, doing odd jobs. Working back with my brother and my dad, doing some construction, doing some jobs, and then I saved up some money to hire another consultant, where it totally saved our studio, totally saved our dojo. It was amazing. Had to learn how to pivot, and this time, this consultant taught us how to pivot, and then COVID hit. Of course, the lockdown saying we had to shut down our studio for a couple months. We lost like $30,000 in revenue, at least, and that's being conservative. So life is a fight, guys. Never give up. I just want you to know that even though I've had great success, it's still an ongoing fight, no matter what. Like they say, Donald Trump went bankrupt several times. My dad went bankrupt, twice, 2 or 3 times, come back and become a millionaire a couple times, lose it all, go, start back from the beginning. So if you're not failing, you're not trying. I'm not saying to be reckless, but you got to put your ass out there and do it. All right, guys. So let me get on with some of the rest of the stuff. Very simply and very quickly, you have to learn how to set SMART goals. Not some BS. I want to lose weight, or I want to make more money, or I want to be better in Capoeira, or I want to be better in Jiu-Jitsu, or I want to be better in Muay Thai. They got to be SMART, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I think the originator of this was Peter Drucker. I didn't invent this. There's dozens, if not hundreds of books, if not thousands of books on SMART goal setting. It's the best way to do it. I think the first time that I encountered it is I bought a gold book by Brian Tracy, some old dude, some personal development guy. I don't know, man. It's already been like 10 years, maybe about 10 years ago. and went from there. And they talked exactly about these SMART goals. There's videos on it. There's also, I think I have some videos on it, much more thorough, but I just want to basically hit the surface with you, ask some questions, and finish up the live stream. Here we go. So SMART goals. So specific. The first S stands for not lose weight, but lose something very specific. Like I want to lose 25 pounds, or I want to lose 5% body fat, or something like that. I want to be very specific during this time. Make A's during this semester. Whatever. Very specific. Not just get better. What does get better mean in Capoeira? You want to master Amazona? You want to get Au Bachido? Do you want to get these moves? That's what specific means. M, measurable. This means there has to be a number, a way that you can measure it. What gets measured gets managed. And also, Peter Drucker said that as well. So you have to track whether it's your income, whether it's your weight. So you'll do you'll weigh yourself first, like a 6-week challenge. You'll weigh yourself first and then weigh yourself periodically to track yourself. So it's got to be measurable. 25 pounds, 5% body fat, make $10,000, whatever. It's got to be achievable. This means realistic. It's not make $1 million tomorrow if you've never made $100, if you've never made $1,000 in a month, whatever. It's got to be really achievable. And I'm not saying to be aggressive and to be ambitious about it, but it's got to be realistic. All right, R, relevant, meaningful to your belief system. This means if you, for example, if you want to become a bodybuilder and you smoke and drink and do drugs, it's not really compatible with your belief system. Or if you want to become a mom and you're not even dating, these type of things that it's not really what you want to do. You're setting weird stuff like I want to make, whatever. I want to do something that you don't want to do. I want to go to the NFL, but I don't really like football. I want to go to the NBA, but I really don't like basketball. That type of stuff. It's got to be relevant to what you want to do and what your interests are and what your belief system is. And then finally, time bound. Okay, you need a deadline. Okay, you need a deadline. And there's an old saying: a goal without a deadline is just a wish or a dream. So it needs to be time bound. I need to do this by January 25th, 2022, January 25th, 2001. I need to do all this by then. All right, very simply, I want to rush it along because, like I said, I do have more in-depth videos on this. I just wanted to touch the surface on it, make sure that you knew what it was, and to keep it going. All right, so after that, you need to create an action plan to get those goals. So, for example, if your goal was to lose 25 pounds by February 24th, 2020, so you need to set actions on a schedule and an action plan to execute that. For example, I need to work out 3 times a week, okay, starting this Monday for 45 minutes. I need to quit drinking sodas, carbonated drinks, beer, and alcohol. That's what you need to do. I need to move to a 1,500 calorie diet. That's a typo. It's okay. Eating proteins, veggies, and fats, and whatever. If you're doing keto, that's it. Or if you're doing low carb, that's it. Or carbs. I'm going to exercise, and you have to be very specific. What type of exercise are you going to do? I'm going to do weights. I'm going to do cardio. I'm going to do capoeira. I'm going to do HIIT exercises, and I'm going to increase my water intake to 1 gallon a day. So this is very specific. This is exactly how you do it. Now, everyone should know this. Sounds very simple, but a lot of people don't even know. Okay, they're just like, I want to do this, and I'm going to go out there and do it. Like, for example, whenever I struggled in college, and I was like, that was one of my goals, to graduate college, to get my bachelor's degree and do this. I didn't write it down. This is what you have to do, is write it down. It was just something in the back of my head, and I was wandering aimless to it. And it was pretty much, I only had one goal in life during that time, that's why I got fat. That's why I quit working out. That's why I kind of neglected everything else except for school, because I had just one goal. Okay, so here's another one for people that want to do capoeira goals. Okay, so for example, something very specific. I will land an Au Bachido, which is like what we call Amazona, and it has to be even more specific. Every time you have it mastered. So just like in jiu-jitsu or anything, we call things like high percentage success rate. Like if you're doing certain sweeps, this is a very high percentage sweep. Okay, so the same thing. For every 10 moves attempts, you made 8 of them. So that's 80%, right? So I will land an Au Bachido 85% of the time that I attempt it by February 1st, 2021. So then we put an action plan. Okay, I'm going to do weights twice a week, because you do need to get stronger if this is what you're trying to do, and if you're not having success. Now, there is a sweet spot, but definitely getting stronger is going to give you more confidence in your hands and your shoulders in this situation. Weights twice a week. What type of exercise weights? Bench press. You're going to do push press, incline, heavy weight, and high reps with low weight. You'll do handstands and walking on hands 3 times a week. So you need to schedule it an exact plan that you're going to execute. Then do one-handed handstands, spotted. I think I have a video. I'll put the link in the description about how to train these spotted. You could use like your hand on the couch or your hand on a chair. Chair's not good because it moves, but on the wall or something. And do one-handed handstands, spotted, 20 each side. Start off with 10 each side, and then move to 20 each side. That'll build your strength and your balance. And then you're going to kick your hand 20 each side. This is just the next step. So if you don't, I'm not trying to rail on ao batido. There's videos where you can learn that, and I have some that I'll post. But you need to step it up sequentially, and then 20 each side of that. And then do full ao batido, 20 each side as practice, and then keep tracking that so you get 85% success rate. And that's it. This is pretty much a SMART goal action plan. And that's all. Okay? Very simple. Like I said, I didn't want to rail on it too much. Like I said, I have much more in-depth. And you could actually, if you want more information, you go check out my book on Amazon. I think it's like $4. You get it on your Kindle and start reading it right away. bit.ly/Ginga SMART. It'll take you to the Amazon store, and you could cop it. Or you could order a real copy. It's like $10 a real copy. It's a small little book. It's very cute. The real copy comes with a goal worksheet in the back. The digital, you could log in there. You click the link in the back of the book, and it'll take you. You can print it out. You really don't need that stuff. It's good to have. It's cool, but you could just write it down. You could, really on a piece of paper or a journal. I'd recommend that way you have something organized. But all right, cool. So if you want more information on that, there it is. So I'm going to take some. And if anyone has some goals to share me, I sent out an email also to my email list, and so I'll be looking for those people that reply to it with some of their goals or any of their questions that they have. So it's not just I haven't checked. So if you're not there, then if you haven't responded yet, then I'm sorry. If you already responded, then don't worry about it because I haven't checked yet. I'll check it back. Okay, awesome. So moving right along, we're gonna let me check this one thing really fast. Let me go to. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so I'm going to move one more time right back to some announcements before I start wrapping it up. Let me see here. How do we do this? Okay, cool. So if you do have a fitness goal, if you do have a Capoeira goal, the next step, okay, would be coaching. You need accountability. So this is one of our 12 days of Capoeira Christmas. We usually charge about $1,000 for this, for one-on-one coaching, virtual coaching with all my products. Actually, we usually don't include the products, but we do include a diet and a modified diet, grocery list, accountability. We're checking on you. You're reporting your macros to us. You're reporting your water intake. So it's just really thousands of dollars worth of value. We're having it till the end of the year, $4.99. If you're interested, go to gingaandgrowstrong.com/coaching. Of course, on the 1st, it will go back to $9.97. And it won't include all the goodies. It won't include all the goodies because we're pretty much one-on-one coaching you. Like I said, exact diet. We'll have to report your steps to us. You have to report what you ate. You have to report all these things. And super successful. And this one's about 94% success rate. If you're doing it for fitness, for Capoeira, they get more value than they really are, man. It's usually about 100%, unless they have totally wimps out, man. So as long as you're doing what you're supposed to, good. So make sure you go to that gingaandgrowstrong/coaching if you're interested in that deal. Now I'm going to wrap it up with some announcements, and then we'll close it down for the day. Cool. Alrighty. Okay, galera. So before we go, one last thing. Don't forget we're giving away some stuff, some gear and things on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2020. Okay, so 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast or the mountain range, make sure that you make turn this down. That you make sure you log on right with us. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be giving away that coaching bundle. We're going to give away one of those. We're going to be giving away some hats, some coffee mugs, some shirts. Okay, so make sure that you register. The way that you register is that you go to gingaandgrowstrong.com survey. Okay, survey, and you fill out the survey. It's a 9-question survey. It takes about 4 minutes. Do that. You'll be registered for the drawing here in a couple days. We'll be giving away some beginners bundles. We'll be giving away ground gaze bundles. So if you have any questions, I'll put the links already. They're already there in the description. Go check them out. And then the rest of these things here on this list over there. Oops. Over there are things on special: 50% off, 60% off, 20% off discount. Get merged, 20% off discount. That type of stuff. So I think that's all the announcements, guys. So if you don't have any other questions, we're going to close it down. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, and got it, man. Hit it up. Fill out the survey. That's how complete that survey, and you'll be registered. And we're out of here. Sound good? I got it. Ciao, ciao. Love you guys. Sas and Bora. Bora lá.